balancing it out.
Yeah.
So that's her being, because you know the new thing is, eat healthy.
Yeah.
But what is it really to eat healthy? Man?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Understand it, the balanced diet. That's what it truly is. Because even when you talk about a diet is not something you take on. A diet is something that should naturally be done. What does your diet consist of? Meaning, what does your eating habits?
Yeah.
Not, I'm just gonna eat only no starch foods and.
Yeah.
You know,
No protein, because what Jake says in the world, that's rotten flesh, or like carnivore, like chickens and cows. Oh no, those are animals, man. You're not supposed to eat that. You know. Come on, man.
Balance, man.
Yeah.
Balance. That's the point, man.
You know what I'm saying? Your brother's got precepts. Yeah. Oh, that's alright. That's alright.
To bring the fish and the ropes.
Oh yeah. Bring that. Thank you. That's the one I was on.
Matthew 14 verse 14.
Be loud.
And Yahushua went forth and saw a great multitude, and he was moved with compassion towards them. And he healed the sick. He healed their sick, Slatia. And when it was evening, his disciples came to him, saying, this is a desert place, and the time is now past. Send the multitude away, that they may go into the villages and buy themselves victuals. And Yahushua said unto them, they need not depart, give ye them to eat. And they said unto him, we have here but 5 loaves and 2 fish.
Right.
And he said, bring them hither to me. And he commanded the multitude to sit down on the grass, and took the 5 loaves and the 2 fishes, and looking up to the heaven, and blessed and braked, and gave the loaves to his disciples, and the disciples to the multitude.
Right.
And they did all eat and were filled, and they took up the fragments and remained 12 baskets full.
Right.
That they had eaten were about 5,000 men, besides women and children. And straight away Yahushua constrained the disciples to get into a ship.
Yeah, that's the point. So you see, that's what we're doing. Spiritually, we're feeding many. The lips of the wise shall feed many. Right, that's what we're doing. What Yahushua did, literally, we're actually doing it spiritually. You understand? But let me, this one little piece that I want to bring out. Solomon's Song, chapter 2, verse 1. It says Solomon's Song, chapter 2, verse 1. I am the rose of Sharon and the lily of the valleys, as the lily among thorns. So is my love among the daughters. Right, so who are the thorns? Talking about these other philosophies. Right, so is my love among the daughters. So my love is referring to this truth and understanding. The daughters represent these other philosophies. Is the point, as the apple tree among the trees of the wood, so as my beloved among the sons. I sat down under his shadow with great delight, and his fruit was sweet to my taste. He brought me to the banqueting house, and his banner over me was love. Stay me with flagons, comfort me with apples, for I am sick of love. Right? So it says his fruit was sweet to my taste. He brought me to the banqueting house. What's the banqueting house? This truth. Right? This circumcision, this household of faith. Where what are we eating of? All good things. Right? Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Now what it say? It says, and his banner over me was love. Stay me with flagons and comfort me with apples. When you see our people going into the Christian church, they speak about in the beginning, Adam ate the apple like he actually ate a literal apple. The apple was talking about the practices or the idolatries of the other nations. Okay? Because what did the Most High command Adam not to do? Don't eat of the tree of good and evil. Meaning the Most High didn't want the Adamites to know the difference. All the Most High wanted us to know in the beginning was good. But when we start eating of the evils of the other nations, that's when the Most High said, no, don't do that. Only eat the life. But if you do eat the way these nations, that's when you're going to die. The curse will come upon you. Back on, let me get that. So Genesis chapter 3, verse 1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, which Yahweh God had made. And he said unto the woman, yea, have God said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, the Most High said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. Talking about what? The idolatries, right? Talking about that quote-unquote apple. Okay? And the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die. So the serpent lied. But the Most High doth know that in the day that ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. So when you go into the word pleasant to the eyes, the word there is lust and covetousness. So that's what the idolatries and the ways of these other nations, that's what it teaches our people to do, to lust, right? Immorality, lust, right? Being gluttons, all these abominations, right? So it says, and when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that was pleasant to the eyes, not pleasant to the flesh, man. And when the scripture says, go not after thy lusts, lest your lust make you what? An embarrassment to your enemies, man. And so we fell to shame right before all the other nations. And we fell from that immortality that we once had. And over time, we became mortal. You understand? Come on.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 8, verse 2. It says, give not thy soul unto a woman to set her foot upon thy substance.
Right.
Now, again, this is twofold, man. Right? In this particular verse, it's speaking about a literal woman, but like the elders going into, a woman could also be likened unto what? Unto these ideologies,
right?
All these of the other nations, of the heathen nations, man.
Right.
And that's what we did. We gave our substance over to them by what? By following after them.
You see?
Right?
Right? So we gave.
You sold your soul.
Yeah.
Because you know, go on. Jake talks about selling your soul. Jake, you selling your soul and following after the ways of the heathen, plain and simple.
Yeah.
You know, it's not you sitting down at the table with Esau, signing, right, letting him prick your finger, signing the deed in blood. Now, you don't understand that. Esau, the devil, the Bible speaks of stuff deal like that, but you selling your soul is by adhering to the ideologies, right, following after the ways of the heathen.
Prophet Isaiah 52 verse 3, for thus saith the Lord, ye have sold yourselves for naught, and ye shall be redeemed without money. Right, so it says you done this, you brought this upon yourself, man. You tell me I sold you, man. You sold yourself first when you started attaching yourself to these idolatrous practices. Where it says join not to the abominations of the heathens of the land. And that's what Adam did. Adam and Eve did. They joined themselves to the abominations of the heathens and allowed themselves to be enticed by that flattering woman. Going which is in Proverbs.
They weren't operating off of the spirit. They was all operating off of the flesh. Right? Let me grab this.
Remember when Kanye said that?
About what he sold.
We sold ourselves. Remember when Kanye said that? Like 2 years back. And James, what does he mean? We sold ourselves, man. But he understood that on a deeper level, man.
It says Galatians chapter 5 and verse 16, and I'll jump to 19. It says, "This I say then, walk in the spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh." Jump down to 19. "Now the works of the flesh are manifest." And this is what we're seeing manifest, as it says in the scriptures right now, the works of the flesh. What's it say? Which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness,
Right.
idolatry, witchcraft.
There you go.
And that's heavy being programmed right now with the smartphones, everything that comes out on the TV, the TV programming. That's all witchcraft and idolatry. It says hatred and variance, emulations and wrath, strife and seditions, heresies, envyings, murders, drunkenness, revilings, revelings, and such like, of the which I tell you before, I have also told you in time past,
Right.
that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. You ain't gonna make it, man.
You see, and that's what we learn all of that when we attach ourselves to these heathens. Like when we were brought over here to Babylon, what has Babylon taught our people? except all these things that the brother just read. Things of the flesh. Okay, sin. That's what we've learned. And that's what the Most High didn't want us to do, to eat of that from those grapes. And the serpent says, what? The God, first, the serpent don't believe, Esau don't believe in God. He's an atheist. With God, he probably laugh at that. Say, what? Nah, just enjoy yourself, man. Be your own adventure. Right, and the woman, and then, you know Eve, man. You know fucking Eve, man. And then Adam, with his simple, remember, we were simple. And that's why it literally says here, Romans chapter 16, verse 19. For your obedience is come abroad unto all men. I am glad, therefore, on your behalf. But yet I would have you, is the point, wise unto that which is good, and simple concerning evil. And that's how Adam was in the beginning. They knew everything about righteousness, but they were simple concerning evil.
Like a child.
Yeah, like a child. Right? That's what said they were naked. All they understood was good. They didn't understand evil. Right? Like a child. Do you understand? But now, and that's why it was all the genius of the Heavenly Father that the Most High made us subject to sin. So we can learn the other half and understand the importance of the good that we were practicing in the beginning. But you see, Adam and Eve, or the Adamites should I say, we didn't understand the importance and the value of what we had in the beginning. Which is why we had to fall, so the day of the Lord could come in. There had to be a falling away. Alright? We had to fall. Okay, you got that preset? You brothers got them preset? No, bring up. So it's Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus 18 verse 30.
3-0.
18, 1-8, verse 30. 3-0, yeah.
So this is Ecclesiasticus chapter 18 verse 30. Go not after thy lusts,
Read loud.
but refrain thyself from thine appetites.
That's heavy. That's coming out right now.
Yeah. Yeah, come on now. Like, yeah, read it again, man. Read it again.
Sirach 18:30. Go not after thy lusts, but refrain thyself from thine appetites.
Right, so, and refrain yourself from that appetites. I mean, we have a big appetite, man. Yeah, we love them too much women. Why aren't you loyal to me? Shut up, man. Shut up, man. We can have wives, right? They gotta be, we're the sound of the sea. We're talking about have one woman.
Wouldn't it be fair to them, would it?
Exactly. And you know all the genocides that Esau keep killing us with, imagine if we only took one woman. There'll be nothing left of us. There'll be nothing left of us if we just took one woman. You know how many genocides Jacob's endured and overcome? That's because we kept breeding. We kept taking and popping many different women. You only, if it was done Eve's way, that's why it says, of the woman came sin, and through her we all died. If things are left up to her, there'll be nothing left of us.
That's right. So up to IUIC as well. You can only have one wife.
Talk about
How you gonna build a kingdom? How you gonna build a kingdom and you're only having
One for
one
one.
kid every 10 months?
yeah.
One child a year.
I remember the enemy's looking to kill your son. You need to have multiple sons. Right? Because he that teaches son grieves the enemy.
Yep.
And we got enemies, man. So, and then he got eaten. You only have to have one woman. You're helping Esau. Wiping out my lineage. I need to have many sons. Because it's not just Esau, it's Ishmael, it's Moab, it's Elam, it's all these nations against the so-called black man. Talk about have one woman. Give me 10 pussies. And I have different children, man. Talking about. And give me sons too. You know what I'm saying? Talking about, man. Yeah, you got the precept. Go on. Yeah, you got it. Go on.
Ecclesiasticus 10 verse 12. The beginning of pride is when one departed from the Most High, and his heart is turned away from his Maker.
No, it says Sirach 10 verse 12 to 13. Ecclesiasticus
10.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 10 verse 12.
So that's Ecclesiasticus chapter 10 verse 12.
Yeah.
The beginning of pride is when one departed from the Most High,
Right.
and his heart is turned away from his Maker. That's literally
Okay, that's the one. Okay. So naturally, obviously, pride. Lust. And really, you'd rather follow after your lust than after what the Most High told you. And then what? You turn away from your Maker. So that's pretty much what happened in the beginning with Adam and Eve when they fell from following after the Lord, man. right? Because they were simple concerning evil. They didn't understand the detriment that they were falling into. When the Most High said you're gonna die, they were like, die? What you mean by that? And then you saw it. Now you become mortal. Now you need herbs. You need to eat herbs to heal yourself. In the beginning, we didn't know down herbs. Now we need herbs. We need a physician.
And this what lets you know. This is why the scripture talks about us having to be born again. And this is what Esau having done a diligent search, accomplished a diligent search concerning how we operate, how we work, physically, spiritually. This is why they start off with us from we're a child.
James
When we come out of the womb. You know, they filling us
James
with
1:15.
vaccination, right? They start indoctrinating us, man. Right? Because they know the earlier you can get them, the better. Right? It's easier, like the big brother was out, it's easier to bend the tree when it's young, man.
Right,
These
right.
devils know that. But that's why the Lord said that we must come as what? As children again.
Right.
Being humble ourselves.
Being simple again, but in a righteous way.
That's right. Because what
Okay.
we've been doing, we've been filling up ourselves. We've been getting full of poison, man.
Yeah.
Like the heathens have been teaching us.
Yeah.
Be a bold.
Yeah. But
It ain't real.
Yeah. You know, your food is defiled among the Gentiles.
Yeah.
We've been eating them philosophies, man. And then look at our people, we're still killing one another. In serving white, under the rulership of Cesare Borgia, Jake is gunning one another down in the streets, man. Knifing one another, right? Self-hate is breeding, right? Show Jake the image of themselves, of Yahweh Shai, the true black man, and see how they react. That's what the white Jesus has done to the minds Islam. Look at what all these philosophies have done to the minds and souls of our nation. It's led you astray. And by the time we try and eat something healthy, you vomit up to us. It's like when you eat junk for so long, when you put a piece of ginger in the man's mouth, your taste buds are so used to junk. By the time you put a piece of ginger in, you can't stand it, man. Your whole body repels it. Come on.
But it also goes into what you said earlier about being able to discern.
Yeah.
Because it looks good on a plate.
Yeah.
To the lust of the eyes,
Yeah.
It looks good.
Yeah.
But it's full of sugar, full of salt,
Yeah.
full of bullshit, basically. Man. And the things that really taste the bitterest, the most sour, they're normally the things that are good for you.
Yeah. You see the things that are just disgusting.
Yeah.
Like bitters, right? A noni juice, right? I'll eat lemon, right? I can eat lemon like it's orange. Some guys can't stand lemon. They're like, I eat that. You can't eat that. You can. You need to practice. You need to discipline your taste buds, right? You'll be suck the juice out of it and it's eating. You got that precept? James 1:15. Wait, what's the like?
James chapter 1 verse 15. Then when lust hath conceived, it bringeth forth sin. And sin, when it is finished, bringeth forth death.
Right. See, there you go. There you go. You see that? So that's the precept.
That's stages to writing yourself off.
Yeah.
Because every action is a reaction, man. There's an effect. So you think you go and just live an ungodly life and be rewarded righteously? Right, so this is Sirach. Going back to what the brother brought out about pride being the beginning of when a man departed from his maker, right?
Right.
This is Sirach or Ecclesiasticus. Chapter 9, verse 11, it says, envy not the glory of a sinner,
Yeah.
for thou knowest not what the end shall be. So no, what shall his end be? It's like not in the thing that the ungodly have pleasure in.
Right.
But remember, they shall not go unpunished unto their grave.
See that?
And that's what happened. Right, all the way back to the garden. Right, Eve saw, the dainties.
Yeah.
He looked appeasing on the outside, the tree in the mist.
Yeah.
Damn, man, that fruit looked juicy as hell, man.
You know, they're enjoying themselves, boy.
Yeah, exactly. Parties every week.
Orgies.
Orgies.
All that, and just shaving your face, being carefree.
Damn, you mean they just do what they want and get away with it?
Yeah. You know.
It's the same thing, man. Like the brother quoted it earlier again, not being envious of the oppressor, man, or choosing none of his ways.
Or equality.
Yeah.
That sounds nice.
That's literally what I'm going.
when you start absorbing yourself into the cultures of the other nations, you lose sight of yourself.
Yeah.
You lose your language, you lose your heritage, you lose everything that makes you, and you become a second-class citizen to these other nations. And then your women start to lose respect for you. Right? Because you're not being a protector and you're not protecting your territory anymore. You now believe in the illusion of inclusion. We're all the same. It doesn't matter if the women of bad people open up the legs. Hey, yeah.
Okay,
Open up.
School. Leave it. Yo. You can leave it. Because it goes silent.
I don't mind if the women of bad people open up their legs to Esau. We're all the same, right?
Each to his own, huh?
Yeah, man. You know, wherever floats your boat. Come on. And then look where it goes. It brings forth death. The death of a nation. And that's what I said the Lord, and the Most High, advised our people. It says, follow the laws and commandments that you may be strong. For your own good, for your own benefit. The Most High always told our people, listen, love yourselves, love what I've given you, love me, right? Least you go aside and you fall to destruction.
Believe in the Bible? You don't believe in the Bible?
What would you believe in? Oh, you're Muslim. So you believe in the Arab mans. Yeah, but the Arab mans is your slave masters. You know about the trans-Saharan slave trade, right? So our people were colonized to believe in all that. That was forced upon us. The Muhammad is not our people. You see, the problem of our people that we're always following the ways of other nations. The white Jesus, Muhammad. We're following all these other nations, but we don't invest in us. We don't value us, and that's why we're killing one another. Right? There's only youngsters getting shot down in the streets, getting laughed at. It's never the older generation. It's always the young ones getting killed. So that's the fruit of all these philosophies and what it's doing to our people. It's always because of lack of self-love. What we're teaching right here is that our Lord, our Messiah, even God himself, when he revealed himself in a dream to Daniel, he had hair like yours, dark, woolly hair. So when you understand that the Most High looks like you, our Messiah, the one who's coming to save us from the hand of our enemies, from the hand of all them that hate us, when you start to invest in that, that's the genesis or the beginning of self-love. And then you start to love your own. That's healthy. That's a healthy mind frame. Our people have a very toxic mind frame. Self-hate. You know, the lack of self-love. It all starts with the Most High and the image of the Lord. Loving the Most High first and what he looks like, his image. Then you begin to love yourself. You start to see, man, I'm perfect, man. All that shit I was learning in the world about me, my hair not being straight enough, or my skin isn't light enough, or I need to get with a woman of another race. Start to love your own woman, you start to love yourself. Right? All starts and that's what you want to be teaching your children. Self-love. Because a lot of our people, they're bringing forward children that look nothing like us, man. That's the level of hate. We're trying to breed, we're trying to kill ourselves. Esau gave us the weapons, and we're using the weapons on ourselves. You see what I'm saying? Right? We're just killing, we're wiping us. We're self-suicide, we're self-destructive. So you see how we've got to start with what's us, bro. Come on, let's go.
This is Romans chapter 8, verse 36. As it is written, for thy sake we are killed all the day long. Right. We are counted as sheep for the slaughter. So that's going into following the ways of Esau, the so-called white man. Right. You know what I'm saying? He likes to kill people and things, and you know what I'm saying, have mantelpieces on his wall, you know what I'm saying, lions and shit. But he killed our people. You know what I'm saying? Let's be frank. And I can add on to that as well. That Psalms 44:22 says, yea, for thy sake are we killed all day long. We are counted as sheep for the slaughter. So we're not meant to follow the ways of our oppressors.
But we're kind of sheep for the slaughter. Do you know how many genocides that our people have gone through, man?
We're the real Holocaust.
We're the real Holocaust. But we're taught in school about them, the Israelis. They're not the real, it's us. When you go inside the Bible, the slaves in Egypt, that was us. We were slaves for them people down there in Sudan. You see them tall, dark skinned, the Dinka tribe, the South Sudanese people. Those are the real Egyptians. We were slaves for them. It was like a black on black kind of crime thing back then. So we were the slaves. Those are our people. So like I say, the genocides that you see, all the genocide, Congo, the colonial period of the European powers, you know, carving up Africa, you know, the slave trade, the trans-Saharan slave trade, right? Israelites that were taken to Madagascar. What's that place? East India. We look the caste system. There's a caste system. Our people down there, we're heavily looked upon, the dark-skinned ones. Our people. We're led as sheep to the slaughter. So much so we lost respect for ourselves. That means a nigga life don't mean nothing. When we turn down, our lives do mean something. We're the apple of the Most High's eye. We turn around and say, you the Jew? And say, our people like, a nigga is the Jew? Because it's been pushed so far that the so-called white man, the Jew, is like, what, a nigga? The niggas are chosen people? It's like, yes, man, it's us. The Bible says that the Lord is punishing us for our sins. That's why we're being led to the slaughter. The Most High is allowing it.
That's all I heard.
Because we sinned against him. We're being punished. That's why we're against what? This is why you see all this fuckery. Right? Because our people are not turning back to him. And that's why we come out to remind you, listen, you got to turn back, because a time of the grid lockdown, electricity is going to be cut off, a time of evil is cut off worldwide, right? A total reset. All the banks are going to shut down, ATMs, everything's going to get shut down out here. The total anarchy is going to be out here, right? Because remember, the elites, the globalists, they're looking to do what, a new world order, right? Which means that this order needs to collapse. Out here, there's going to be chaos. Everybody for themselves, man. A lot of our people are going to die. The most, and this Bible tells it. The Bible tells you in Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8. The brother can get that. The majority of our people are going to die, so a lot of people are going to do.
No, I just wanted to make just 2 quick points if I can, because I don't want a brother to get a kind of idea, because, you know, we've given him a lot.
Yeah, we're getting on, yeah.
Right, but I just want to make a point. We're not religious, bro. The Most High God didn't give us religion. And when I say us, I'm speaking about the Israelites. You know about Moses, right? When he came down from Mount Sinai, he gave the law, statutes, and the commandments to the Israelites. That's who were there. That everybody weren't there. The Israelites were there. So even the Quran teaches that, right? That the Israelites are above, and they're the favored, right? By Allah, right? But the point I'm trying to make is that we're out here to let our people know their true nationality.
Yeah.
We're not West Indians. We're not West Africans. We're not blacks. Because again, even though we're with, see,
your skin is on black.
That's the confusing. Which one of us is black out here, my brother? See, that's a good question. We're the Israelites. Black is a color. This is how you know the witchcraft has worked to a T. Look at your arm. What color are you, bro?
Black.
See?
What colour's your jacket, bro? Is it the same colour as your hand?
No, well, I'm dark skin, no? No, but
What colour, bro? On the colour chart, what is your colour of your hand?
Brown. Yeah. But why do you say that? It's a Sykes thing. Why do you say black when you're not black? You see how deep the witchcraft is?
Yeah.
The sister said, she's black. What's nationality your land master? The Most High didn't label us black. That came about what, in the 1700s? The caste system again. Right, labeling themselves white. And when you go into the meaning or the etymology of the word white and the word black, you understand why they put that on us. Because they ain't nothing good about the word black. And we're not black. We're brown. We're different shades of brown. They're different shades of red. So these are little small hurdles we've got to get over first. Because again, this ain't about colour. I'm just making a point. This whole thing ain't about, we come out to say so-called white people going to, because we're not as dark as these brothers, right? So you have to understand who you are first and foremost, and you're an Israelite. Where's your dad from? South America. Okay,
He's Israelite.
yeah, I know he's Israelite, but I'm just letting you know that even whatever South American country your father's from, yeah, our people are us. But the point I'm trying to make is that you are an Israelite, right? That's your true nationality, according to the Bible, because there's 18 different nations in the Torah, which is found in the first 5 books of the Bible, right? And they're still on the earth today. They're just going by different names, my brother. Right? So again, we're not religious, just making a point. We're not religious, we're out here to let you know your true nationality, according to the Most High.
In fact, give me Deuteronomy 32, verse 26, bro.
Most High's not dealing with no religion.
This has been very interesting. This is all from the Bible, yeah? All from the Bible.
Yeah, the Bible. So I'm saying that the Bible, the Muslims, they get twisted. They think the Bible is like the Christian church version. We're against the Christian church. So don't get when your other Muslim brothers are telling you that the Bible is this, the Bible is that. They're going according to the rhetoric that's being taught inside the churches. We're not teaching none of what the churches teach.
What Christianity is this?
We're teaching what the truth of the Bible, the truth of it. The church has got it wrong. They've been fed that the white supremacy, they've been fed that. We're trying to teach you this, the truth of it, that the truth of what we wasn't told, what we wasn't taught growing up of the Bible. So just know that the difference between us and the churches. The Just know there's a difference. Yeah.
Check it out, man. Check it out.
Take it. The one.
Just a quick point, if I can, Brother Kushab, before the brother came up, that you were speaking about earlier, you quoted it. That's the falling away that had to come.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
us losing remembrance of who we are,
Yeah,
who our power is. Ultimately, what we were created and designed to do, which is to serve our power.
Yeah.
Sharp, grab this because it's in line with what we've been doing.
Yeah.
Proverbs 5 and 15 and 16 says, drink waters out of thy own cistern,
That's the spirit, because I had that in my mind earlier.
and running waters out thy